Fairview's coffee has mysteriously gone missing. Mayhem ensues when strange, coffee-craving zombies plague the city. Detective Mickey Potatoes, an overworked public servant, uncovers why ordinary citizens are losing their minds and how to stop the coffee apocalypse. But it involves the mafia. And when you're dealing with mafia crime families, nothing is ever easy. The mafia controls everything in the city, including the police, including him. If he breaks the mafia, they will break him. So, the city is without coffee. The city is burning before his very eyes, but he's powerless. Detective Potatoes has the power to stop the coffee apocalypse, but if he does, he could lose everything.
I wish I could find a way to better advertise Apothic Press.
Just back it already.
Whoa, Crom, what are you doing here? What's this? The Madness ROKU Network. Sponsorship. 1 month of playing your 30-second ad on the network 3 times a day? Oh my gosh, for $20? And you can't beat that.
Just back it already.
All right, Crom, I'm doing it. Awesome. Hi, I'm Tanner Hurley, founder of Apothic Press. I back the Madness ROKU Network, and so should you.
Alright, boys and girls. This is Ron from Romo Art, also from Sector 7. Alright, take 2. Nope. Hello, how are you?
Tired, as per usual, but you know,
I heard. What, about 3 hours of sleep?
Well, I've been up since 4 a.m. So give it another half an hour. It'd be 20. Well, in fact, yeah, it's 20 hours now. So yeah, I'm not doing bad.
Wow, dude. All for the delivering comics, huh?
Yeah, never stopping.
I know. So, you're close. You're really close.
Yeah, I know. To be fair, it's been. It could have been better done on my part, but life's been a bit of a nightmare over the previous months because we're having a build done at the back of the house, and our disabled mother-in-law is moving in with us. So I'm.
Oh wow.
I start a new job on Tuesday, but I've been up Tuesday to Saturday for the best part of this year. 4 a.m. starts, out delivering kitchens to people. So
wow, dude.
But Bit of manual labor.
Yeah. What are you starting for the new job?
It's medical deliveries, medications, things like that to people in hospitals and in-house and stuff like that. And also we're trying to, there's a lot of things that are going to stem off hopefully from this, because I've done mixed martial arts since I've done martial arts since I was 2, mixed martial arts over the sort of like the last 30 plus years.
Really?
And I want to go back into teaching kids with learning difficulties, not just mixed martial arts, but with the artwork as well.
Wow.
I found my favorite niche was Kyokushin, and that was when I was 20.
Yeah, that's hardcore. Wow.
The guy that coaches me is this lovely Iranian gentleman, and he briefly and rather bruisingly taught Dolph Lundgren for a short while, and he's a former national champion, and he knows some of the greats. He even got a life membership from the gentleman that started Kyokushin before he passed away from tuberculosis. So
wow,
that was.
Dude, you must be made out of freaking oak at this point, doing it for that long.
Not next week, but the week after. It's my birthday, so I'm officially 45. My wife
47.
trains.
I'm 47. Yeah.
Yeah. My wife trains with me. She will be. Don't tell anybody I said this, but she'll be 51 next year.
Okay.
And
all right. Between
she's,
you and me and the 3 people who are watching. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
No. But I say she's into it. We've got. Well, sorry, I inherited horses, which were hers. So there's a lot of life goes around with us, and I love a little boy that's 8 years old and suffers from ADHD, so he's constantly on the go.
Oh yeah.
He's brilliant. It's a little light of my life. So.
And you're launching a comic. I can't even imagine how my God, that's so much. I'm tired just listening to your life.
Yeah, well,
that's a lot.
The thing is, I started this in like 2003.
Mm-hmm.
I go over this story every single time. I can remember sitting there watching Reign of Fire, with the dragons and Christian Bale.
I love that movie. That is a hidden gem.
Yeah. Do you know what? I wish they'd have done sort of like a TV series from when he was a kid working through. I also wish they'd do a Predator film and had the guy from what was it? Last Samurai, the one that always kept having a go at Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
I've forgotten his name. He's superb. The Predator takes on him, but feudal Japan with the samurais. That'd be great.
A film. In Japan, that'd be amazing.
But if you want to be a realist, you've got to do it all in subtitles. That would drive people crazy.
It wouldn't work. It would never work. It would never work.
Oh, come on. I watch Akira with subtitles, for God's sake, because the voiceovers are terrible.
They actually said that the Wolverine was, because it was in Japan, had had a ton of subtitles for an American comic book movie.
Mm.
Yeah, that was a good one. The director's cut was good. The regular cut wasn't that great.
I keep finding that with a lot of the director's cuts, that the films make a hell of a lot more sense. Batman versus Superman did.
Way more sense. Way more sense. Even the Justice League, I mean, for me, it was just like a better version of a bad movie, but it was still better. It's still too dark for me. Zack Snyder has a thing with head trauma. I don't know what his problem is, but if you look at Batman, Superman, and look at Justice League, there's I think 3 to 4 instances of people bashing the back of their head. And it's a weird thing with him. I don't get it. But so you have now your book is called 21 Demons, right?
Yes.
Okay, 21 Demons: The Rise.
Yes.
So is this your first kind of step into the self-publishing?
It is kind of into the self-publishing, because I originally tried to get this out. I think it was 2007 at New York Comic Con, and shortly after that, Mark Silvestri took a quick interest at Top Cow, and then I ended up pitching it to him at San Diego in 2008. And in all honesty, I'll admit it, I was a bit, I had a bit of an ego. I thought I was the next David Finch and all that type of jazz.
Yeah, I've been through that, buddy.
Yeah, Mark lovingly destroyed me. in 30 seconds.
Yeah. I've been through that. I had Graham Nolan give me some helpful tips, we'll say, and Graham Nolan doesn't hold back. He was very nice, but my ego didn't like it back when I was 20.
No.
You know what I mean? And
No,
Graham Nolan was 1,000% right.
Yeah, they do it. I even got to sit in front of Neil Adams, and Neil again, like Mark Silvestri, lovingly destroyed me and then built me back up quite quickly.
Good.
He was a wonderful gentleman, was Neil. And the thing is, I met him when my wife was pregnant with my little boy Colton, and it was at London Supercon. And he looked at me, he says, "You're looking for advice, aren't you?" Because I was holding my portfolio, and my other half was obviously stood there, big belly and everything like that. And he went, "Do you want to sit down?" He offered his chair to my wife, and she's like, "No, if I sit down, I'll never get back up." So, you know, bit of a tete-a-tete going back. We had a slight, shall we say, difference of opinion over what's the best way to kill a zombie. And he says it's a cold python. He says you always cock it back and just the brain goes everywhere. I says, yeah, but I say a sword because you never have to reload a sword.
Yeah, and I would say, okay, so how about this? What if, okay, are we talking about the slow zombies or the really fast ones? Because that might make a difference. Even though a sword, I agree, you don't have to reload it. But those wily zombies, those crazy ones, those are tough.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been in the ring with some like skinny dudes that just start flailing around all crazy. Those guys are a pain in the ass.
Yeah, to be totally honest, it's usually the ones that look like they're about 80 years old that they're the most dangerous because they've had that much experience. You know, the ones that come in, they've got many wrinkles, they look like a Shar-Pei puppy.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
How old is he? Are you sure he's going to be able to do anything? It looks like he's going to have a heart attack, and then you're peeling a limb out of another orifice going, maybe I got that wrong. So
yeah.
I've been humbled on many an occasion by older people. I've also been around professional boxers, BJJ grapplers and stuff like that. I got a good kicking up and down with my martial arts for many a year, and if you're going to get knocked out, you're going to get knocked out. It doesn't matter whether it's your 88-year-old grandma or it's the guy that's built like, Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah,
you're going to get knocked out. So just accept the fact it's a learning curve. You shouldn't have put your head there, and that's it.
Yeah. It's the one you don't see coming every time.
Yeah, it is. It is
every time, man, because you're just not ready for it. Oh, so tell us about your book. Give us give us the elevator pitch, and then go into whatever details you want to go into from there, bud.
The elevator pitch is literally the prophecy that was hidden from mankind about the 21 demons. So this is all about poetic license when you get into the nub of it. It's, the line in the Bible where Lucifer said it's better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven. It was cut off there, so nobody knew about this prophecy, because he turned around and said, I will bring your favorite creation, man, back to you, and they shall deny you, thus undoing all your making. And he fell to hell and literally defiled hell, took it over. I worked on the principle of the 7 sins, and with the witching prowess of 3 times 3. So if you get 3 demons, 7 sins, that give you 21 demons, and it creates you 7 spheres of hell. To which there's a bit more backstory, which means this gateway, the Demon Gate Nexus, is forged by the devils, by Lucifer, adding these demonic souls into it so that it can basically triangulate every single pinpoint in the universe, omniverse, reality, whatever it is, time, backwards, forwards, even to the gateways of hell or heaven. So this is where you've got to find the 21 demons. You open it up and say, I want to go to heaven, and off you pop. It's the easiest way of putting it. And
wow.
It grew in story, literally, as I was going through it, because I thought I'd done a really nice drawing of, like, my main character, Guy, the one that's got the blue flames coming off of him. And he was the combination of what would a guy be like if I wanted to make him look like a dragon. And I'd been through, like Reign of Fire was on. That was where that idea came from. But I watched a lot of Guyver, Devilman, Demon City, Fist of the North Star. That was, I like my anime, but I like the detailed artwork because I was a huge McFarlane fan due to the Hulk. And same with Dale.
Man. Me too.
Same with Dale Keown.
Oh,
as soon as he got
unbelievable. He's incredible.
He's just, a lot of people have shaped me, including Michael Turner and Mark Silvestri and stuff like that. And
you've got you've got the same taste as me. Yeah, we have the exact same taste. I'm a big Image guy. I all my favorite Marvel artists when I was in high school, they're the ones that went to Image. You know what I mean? And yeah, we have very much the same taste.
Thank you, Pops, for the campaign being put across the bottom. That's awesome, is that? Thank you. Sorry. No, it's he got affected by a lot of them, and when it started to get to the stage of the story started to evolve and get bigger pieces to it. I mean, my little guy there, Feckle, on the T-shirt, he's kind of a nod to Lemmy. You know, he's well read. He's been around since the dawn of time with like Lucifer and the other first creation angels. He's like the fourth one, but I always had him sort of sat there. Have you watched the film Snatch?
Oh yeah,
yeah. You remember Bricktop?
Absolutely.
The guy, yeah. He's sort of like that smart ass Cockney, you know, but he knows that.
Dude, me and my friend used to just walk around quoting Bricktop all the time. We fucking loved him.
Do you know what Nemesis means?
Yeah, yeah, I absolutely. That's like, it's funny because that's like one of my favorite accents too. Like the UK, that whole area, all the different accents that you guys have, you know, over there. It's all my favorite accent. I absolutely love it.
So yeah, it's just these quirky little characters seem to just come to light, and I have an affinity and a lot of love for the older horror films, like the original Nightmare on Elm Street, not the more updated.
Oh yeah,
one, although
I know which one, dude. I want to say hi to Keely. Thanks for showing up. The original Nightmare on Elm Street, like the second one. I think the second one is terrifying, and the second one gets no praise whatsoever.
No, I don't.
The first two, I can't even watch anymore. I really can't. It will. It's too creepy for me at this point.
Well, that's the thing, though. Those, if you look at them, when they were put together, like The Howling, when you look at them, they were just way ahead of the time.
Yeah,
way ahead of the time. It looks cheesy when you peel it to pieces now, you know, but they were just that good for their era. They worked. The original Omen films, when they first came out as well.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I think there's something to that era, like the late 70s and early 80s. I think there's something about literally there's the quality of the film that gives it like a creepy aspect to it. Like I think those are more terrifying than most things that I see today, given all the special effects, all the digital, go back to the grainy film, and it makes it even worse.
Well, there's two films which specifically hit me for like horror genre. There is a third, but obviously that's because I like Lemmy a lot, and that was Hellraiser. And you know, I love me Motorhead and everything. My little boy does as well. He's great.
Really?
Yeah, he's into exactly the same music of me as myself and his mother. Disturbed, Motorhead, AC/DC.
Nice.
The original. He's learning to play guitar, and he's just turned 8. And last year, the music teacher asked him if there was a specific piece of music he'd like to learn, and he said David Bowie's Starman. He went, "Can we try something a little bit easier?"
Yeah.
So he then said, "Can we do Hellraiser by Motorhead? Can we think of something easier?" And then Colton just went, he says, "Can we do AC/DC Thunderstruck?" And they were like, "You're not really getting this easy thing, are you?" You know?
Yeah.
You know, can we do, you know, Wheels on the Bus or something?
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say it's gonna start with a nursery rhyme.
But I say that getting back to the two type of horror films that really hit me that worked was The Thing.
Yep.
Simply because of the music and the way it was put together, and one which my wife actually introduced me to, and it was The Entity.
I don't know if I know that one.
Barbara Hershey in it.
Wow, I don't know if I know. I don't think I know that one. What's that one about?
Basically, there is a demonic spirit within the house that she's living in, and it attacks her, it rapes her, it attacks her in the car and stuff like that. But what works with it so well is the way the music brings up the pace of the film.
Yeah.
If you get chance, it's just the entity. It's Barbara Hershey in it. I can't remember the rest of the actors, but yeah, Trish says, "Oh, watch this now." Started watching. Oh, right, yeah, oh, brilliant. And it's the music again and the way it was put together.
My wife loves horror movies. Like, she loves like the demon ghost horror movies. And between me and her, together, we've watched everything that we think is good, and now we're just like kind of waiting for new stuff to come out, hoping it's good. So The Entity, we're gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah, well, we've just watched that Exorcist Believer.
Is that the new one?
The newest one.
That got bad reviews. Was that bad?
It's the pace. It's the pace of it. It takes too long to get into it, and it seems rushed towards the end of it. You know, when it's sort of like, you know, they do try and do too much work in the final scenes.
Yeah,
if you're gonna pace it, build it. It might have been better if they'd have done it over like a streaming thing. You know, like when Stranger Things started out, the first 2 episodes, it was like, well, I'll try a third, and then you get into third, it's like, okay, right, I need to stay with this. That's how it needs to be. But in a film, you've got roughly 2 hours, and if you spend like the first 45 minutes of it just strolling through it, that's when it starts to, you sort of, turn it off. You know, we can watch something else.
Yeah.
Yes, I have watched The Boogeyman, and so has my wife. That wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. I was like,
hi.
I was we were seeing like these underlying messages in that whole movie. It was really good. It was really good. I thought it was really well written, really well filmed.
Yeah, I'll say we watched quite a few things. We quite like the Insidious films. They were pretty good.
Yep. We like the not the Annabelle films, but the Conjuring. We like the Conjuring films a lot.
I think the second Conjuring was one of the best because it was that one where they did about where they're over in England, and that was where the nun first came into it. If you know what I mean.
Yes.
Again, if it's good writing and you can take your time with it as long as you've got like the Chekhov's guns pay off.
Yeah.
Which is what I've tried to learn over the course of doing this graphic novel, giving enough bits of information for people to want to go back and read something. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I am under no illusion that people are going to pick fault with this straight away. It's the first graphic novel I've got to do. This is my learning curve. Yeah. My artwork has constantly improved over it, I hope. Well, I'd like to think it has.
Did you do the art as well?
Yeah.
Oh no shit! Wow, I thought you were just a writer creator.
No, I write. I do all the artwork. I'm doing the lettering as well.
That's great. Excellent.
So it's 120 pages of me, tears and all.
Yeah.
But it's another thing, and the thing about this is my wife's into the comics. She does a lot of cosplaying. She wants to actually play the Vampire Queen in it, which is
nice, excellent.
We've got a couple of people that are going to help her get the outfit because this is sort of like the launch, and then we're going to try and get the general release for March, so you can get it from the publisher that's going to help us, which is Marcosia, and just push it from there, so you can get it on Amazon. Because this is the exclusive one. You get all the special prints, you can get the artwork, you can get other things like that. These are to sort of draw people in so that when it goes on general release, they're going to go and get it. They're going to start nudging the comic shops, and it's that type of thing.
That's excellent.
And as I say, with the writing, I'm trying to write for me, but as I say, it's not a horror thing. It's kind of a mythical adventure across sort of time and heaven and hell and stuff like that. And there's plenty of sarcasm in it because I've watched way too much Monty Python and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So hence why Feckle.
How do you pronounce the queen vampire's name?
It's Elium Setue.
Wow. Got that, babe?
Yeah.
All right. That's okay. Yeah, I wouldn't figure that one out. That's a beautifully pronounced name. I like that.
My mother was a French teacher, so I got to pick up 1 or 2 bits and pieces from that. But
excellent.
Again, I've looked through a lot of different myths and history and stuff like that, like the Egyptian gods and the Norse gods, like Sumerian, other things like that. But I've made them choirs of angels, which makes it a lot easier to put a line quite through everything. And you can bring a lots of things in on it, like dragons are a choir of angels, elves are a choir of angels. They're just different creations that God decided to, try now, try this. But say with like Feckle, he was like the 4th creation of God. He's become the eternal omniverse janitor. He sits there, bottle of whiskey, a couple of fags and stuff like that. And he's a smart ass. When people start turning around and chipping away at him, like I call them as a bit of a joke because my aunt came out with this one. God botherers, people that really try to force religion upon you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that type of thing. I have my own beliefs. Everybody does. My senpai is from Iran, and he's a Muslim, Buddhist, Christian.
Wow.
And I went. Hang on a minute.
That covers all the bases. And
I says, how does that work? He says, I keep God in my heart and in my head, and the rest of the idiots can go blow themselves up. And I was like, okay, fair enough.
It works. That's awesome.
But he's the type of person that would sit there and argue with him when he's in human form, because I've made the ideal of, they have to assume a human form to come down to earth, and God and Lucifer and him would be sort of sat playing cards and somebody would chirp in. But Feckle's the type of guy that would wind them up and turn around and dispel a lot of, religious beliefs and try to add in, how do you think does this happen? How does this? And then people will be like, you need God in your life. He says, sat over there having a cup of coffee with me. What do you think I've got? That type of thing. The smart ass reply, and these people are thinking, silly old sod, But it's that type of daft bits of humour, but not silly bits of humour, if you know what I mean with it. You get to go through it.
Not Marvel cinematic type of where it's not stop.
You know that it worked in the first few films. It got all right. Thor Ragnarok was one of my favourites. I won't lie. I've watched quite a lot of them, but it seems to have got old too quick because they're doing it all the time instead of just getting on with a good story.
Yep, absolutely. At Guardians of the Galaxy, it worked, and then they started making more movies like that, and then Thor Ragnarok. I think overall, I didn't like it when I came out of the theater, and then I ended up watching it again, and I'm like, you know what? This might not be my favorite movie, and like objectively, there are some things that I think they really did wrong, but overall, it was probably one of the most entertaining. So now I got to decipher, I got to separate good from just entertaining and fun. And since that one worked, then they just threw the humor in it, and it just killed. It's on purpose. I think it's all on purpose, anyways.
Well, but the thing was, it was lightning in a bottle, if you know what I mean. Thor Ragnarok.
Oh yeah.
Because it worked, and you can't deny it worked, because I'll still go back and watch it and enjoy it, because the things that were done were off the cuff, and then agree with me or disagree with me on this one. It had gone too far for people to accept She-Hulk the way it was done, which is how it is in the comics, because that was as near to, being in the comics with the fourth wall breaks and how she did. And it was like, well, it just doesn't work. It's stupid. You'd already gone past the point of no return. So when you did what you were supposed to do before the point of no return, it stopped working.
It was weird. And I never watched She-Hulk. I was never into the comic or the character, couldn't care less about it. But
yeah,
I did know about the comic. And it did strike me that it seemed like they actually did kind of transfer over from the comic almost literally, with all the humor and like you said, everyone just still bashed it, and it's like, I wonder if you're just think you're supposed to bash it now, like
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of like the Fantastic Four, like the original 2 Fantastic Four movies. Even the first one, it didn't do that. It didn't do that well. But if you read the comic's kind of corny and quirky, and it was a lot like the comic. I actually really enjoyed the Fantastic Four movies.
Yeah. I didn't mind them, to be totally honest. They were entertaining. Obviously, we've been a Hulk fan when the first, Hulk film came out, and it was the Ang Lee one, which was basically a documentary.
Yeah.
I was happy to see the Hulk on screen.
Yeah.
When the first transformation, the one where he did it in the house with Talbot, and basically threw him and did that. That for me worked, and it worked so well.
Yeah.
But then the film just.
They had the wrong guy. They had the wrong guy doing it. And honestly, I recently read the Hulk series where that was taken from. And I think Adam Kubert was the artist. And it was a lot like that comic series, that iteration of the Hulk in comics, because the Hulk has a billion different iterations in comics. They can't really figure out how to work him. He's a really tough character to write. And that movie, it's not what they wanted. It's not what I wanted. And here's the funny thing. I think that particular Hulk, the CGI, to this day, looks almost completely realistic. It's some of the best movement. It's some of the best CGI I have yet to see. And the second movie, which is
it
more
looked
of
a little
story,
bit too. It was too ripped. It cartoony.
The second movie was gross. It was all sinewy, but the story was more of what I wanted. But the Hulk was not. The Hulk's actually kind of gross to look at. I'm like, what were you thinking? And then unfortunately he never got another movie of his own. But I think they nailed it with the first Avengers movie. I think he looked the best. I think he absolutely looked the best.
That definitely in the first Avengers movie, he was more like who's the artist after Herb Trimp that did Hulk? Because there was Herb Trimp that did it, and then it moved. Was it Buscema that did it?
Was it Buscema? Was it John
I think
Buscema?
it was Buscema. Yeah, with the nose that was up and the sort of scruffy hair.
Yeah,
and
that's Buscema. Yeah, I've got some black and white Hulk magazines, and he's the artist. Yeah, that
one where Ruffalo's Hulk was sort of the Buscema. That was it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think he absolutely nailed it. Really nailed it. Like I was so pleased, and I actually called it. I was like, you know what? The first one, the Hulk movie sucked, but the Hulk looked great. The second one, the movie was better, but the Hulk looked horrible. I said on the third try, they're gonna nail it, and they freaking did. Yeah.
So it's you just say big complex character, but that's the Hulk. That was my favorite thing about it. So
did you actually collect the Hulk comics? Did you like?
Oh yeah.
Really? Okay.
I've got from issue 300, and some before. The majority of them Farley run. I've got all of what is it? Pruse, Dale Keown. There was a single Eric Larson in there. I've got that one, and then I got with Gary Frank took over from then, and I love Gary's work. Gary Frank is super.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's impeccable on every page.
Yeah.
And then somebody who I like to call a decent friend, because I haven't seen him in over 10 from America, and he's now living back in Derby, and that's Liam Shah.
Oh yeah. He's actually back on Medieval Spawn. I was like, that's freaking awesome. Awesome.
I love Liam's work. I saw him down at the comic convention in Bristol, and I stood there. He was in the middle of drawing something, and I talked about the Hulk page. I went, "Where's the one where it's the Hulk wearing a fin on his head?" And everybody says, "No, that's just the Hulk with a fin on his head, because it was a Peter David sort of jibe towards Eric Larson's Savage Dragon." You know what I mean? And Liam was drawing it. He says, I think I got rid of that one ages since. You know, like, hello, you know. But I got his run signed by him on the cover, and then thoroughly geeked out because I went across the other side of the room and I got Alan Davis to sign me Excalibur comics and my clandestine ones.
Nice.
And Alan's what an absolute gent.
He's so good. Oh my God, yeah, he's so good. I loved Sharp's run on Wonder Woman. So beautiful, so beautiful.
Liam's just got that work, and it's sort of like, yeah, I love his painted stuff as well. But I'm a sucker for his black and white artwork. If I had the money, I'd probably be bankrupt, but I'd have all his black and white artwork. The house would be worth more in comic pages than anything else.
Dude, I want to get like the artist editions of like Jim Lee and Todd McFarlane. The big oversized black and white, like, of all their artwork. Holy shit, I want that so bad. That'd be amazing.
If do you know Stas Johnson's work? Stuart Stas Johnson. He's done Batman. He did Thor.
I don't know the name. If I saw the art, I might, but I don't know the name.
Right. If you write in Stas, it's just Staz and then Johnson, and put Dracula, and look at the black and white artwork on that. And Stas lives sort of like, I think he's about 10 maybe 12 miles away from me.
Really?
Looks like Slaz from Guns N' Roses. You know, even at 50 odd, he's got the hair and it's still perfect perm. But you look at his stuff and it's absolutely stunning. He wanted to do this full Dracula book in sort of like the big page version, you know, like an old print sort of paper, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And bring that out, and it'd been like, oh wow. If you can get that published, I'm having a copy, because the artwork's stunning. He's got a very Buscema sort of lean in his artwork as well as Stas. That'd be something you've got to see.
I think I know who you're talking about. I do think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
He did Catwoman for a while as well. I think he did that.
I've always really appreciated artists that their black and white work stands on its own. Like, and almost like you'd rather just see it not colored. Like David Finch is one of them. David Finch.
Yes.
The black and white is just unbelievable. Jim, I mean, they've all got different styles, but Liam, obviously, there are some people where it's like the color, no matter how good the colorist is, it almost flattens the work. Where they're black and white, you're like, holy shit, I never even noticed this and this and this. So cool.
That's why I've had a call for Mark Silvestri to do just a one-shot black and white Batman comic. Just black and white pens. Mark, sit there, do that.
Yep. Dude, he is. Does he use microns only, or does he use like Crow Quill? Do you know?
I couldn't tell you where Mark's concerned, because from what I can pick up, a lot of it seems like the fine liners and just a certain type of marker. Yeah. That's what I think it is. But knowing Mark, he'll have a paintbrush somewhere, or he'll have a ruling pen. You know what I mean? He'll have something, but it doesn't matter as long as it's on paper or card and it's done by Silvestri. It's usually beautiful. If you
ever get the chance, you might already have it. I think it's the Marvel Essential Wolverine, and it's the black and white on newsprint. Holy shit, dude! That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite books that I have, because Mark Silvestri's black and white work, bar none, and it's impeccable. The way he can separate things using the cross hatching. There's so many different textures in there. Oh God, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
That was one of the things which I tried to sort out and learn with the depth of making things look 3D with the cross hatching, and I managed to put it down on a few pieces, and I've got to find the image. I actually sent a piece because when Bernie Wrightson passed away. Now, if you're talking black and white, Bernie is the man that sits atop the hill.
That's the top guy. Yeah.
I think everybody would agree. But that the lab scene where he threatens Frankenstein with the monsters threatening him, and you see all that done, and it is just black and white ink.
Yeah.
Just you're like, wow. And I did a Man Thing piece, and I tried building up the rendering with just pencils to get it so it was it looked 3D. I think I managed to achieve it to a degree. Do you know what I mean? But it took 2 days because it drove me insane because I wanted to get the rendering just right. So yeah, it's I can sit and do that, but there's certain days when certain pages just don't require that amount of inking or that amount of detail. They just need to hit you, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, especially when you're doing like, you know, not that we are like a monthly book, but when you're doing interior pages, I still have trouble because I like McFarlane and stuff, and when it's shrunken down, you think that they're like this close to the paper, but when you blow it up, the lines aren't as close together. So I still have a problem of adding too many lines, too much detail, and that's like one of the things that I'm working on now to tone myself down a little bit to make sure everything's readable and not just detail. Like detail. Everyone loves detail, but the professionals can see where there needs to be some open space. Yeah. And that's what I'm working on right now with my art, is how to properly get that open space and let it breathe. Like they always say, let it breathe, you know? And I'm like, no, I gotta fucking fill that in. It's driving me crazy. It's better when you don't.
It's true. Is that one. But that was what Mark destroyed me on quite a lot of things when I was there at San Diego, because he just went, I think we're doing a bit of copying here. And he sort of went, you like David's work, don't you? And I was like, well, yeah, you know. And then he brought me back up because I was over rendering. You couldn't differentiate from the fore and the backgrounds. Yes. Which you've got to either have it simple at front and detailed in the back, or simple in the back and detailed at the front. Yeah. Yeah. And that's like, I actually, Silvestri is the one that I probably study the most when it comes to adding depth with just black and white. And I still can't do it like he can. Like he's just a master of it. But yeah, all these little tips and tricks that when you're not in the industry, like side by side with the pros at the building, you know what I mean? You're not you're at home trying to figure this shit out. And it takes 10 times longer, you know? Yeah. It's so difficult. Well, that was the thing with Neil Adams. And I got the big loss. I know a lot of people have turned around and said that sometimes he could be a little rough. Yeah, he was. Do you know what? I loved every minute of the takedown that he did on me with certain things, and he just gave me the most simple piece of advice. And do you know what made it more golden for me with that? Because he shook my hand and he went, "I'll see you at the back of one of these tables in 12 months." That was from Neil Adams. That's awesome. And then couple of years later, he was doing a live stream on Instagram. I think it was the year before he passed, actually. And I just said, thank you. What you said helped me. It changed my artwork tenfold. So like every impact, when Liam had said something to me, when Mark had said something to me, it made me turn the corner, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And he actually spoke on the online. He says, was it SuperCon? And I typed back in, obviously, because you can't speak to him directly. Yeah. I typed back in. I said, yeah, London SuperCon, my wife was pregnant. And he went, you're the guy that believes the sword was better than the python. He says, I'm so glad it worked for you. What's the little boy's name? Oh. So I ended up telling him it was, you know, it was Colton and like that. He says, well, I wish your wife, Trish, he remembered her name. How the hell? I'm around people every day. I don't know who they are. I don't. You know what? Unbelievable. It's something like that. Just was an absolute privilege. That's old school. That's like old school gentlemen. That's really cool. Yeah, and that's cool. That's what I find a lot of artists in certain cases, because I've met some people that have believed, and I did at one point think I was like, oh, I'm awesome. Yeah, no, you're not. Me too. Yeah, come back down here. Okay, sit. Just remember, if people buy your stuff, consider that the privilege. Always say thank you when they do. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Whether they like your stuff or not, please say thank you for buying it, because you have to give them the understanding. If you show manners and respect to people, you're never going to be in the wrong. And I know that sounds awful, and I'm sorry it sounds a little bit, you know, like, I'm showing you manners. I'm never. You aren't, because you are trying to open up a common ground between you and somebody.
Yeah.
And I don't care whether you're 8 foot tall or 3 foot tall, black, white, green, yellow, whatever you want to class yourself as. Just,
That's awesome.
as long as you keep your manners.
Yeah, that's actually, Todd McFarlane has spoken quite a bit about that type of thing at conventions. And I mean, he rubs a lot of people the wrong way. That's fine. He was one of my heroes growing up. But he was always, in almost every interview, he will talk about how, like, you're lucky if they buy your stuff. Like you're the ones that put food on my table. I need to be nice to you. I need to be, he actually would not eat or drink so that during the cons, he would never have to leave his seat.
Yeah.
So he would be there signing straight through the entire time. And some of that was his business way of thinking. And a lot of that was, if I got a guy that's been in line for 3 hours, who the hell am I to go take an hour lunch and then come back? He's like, I can't do that to him. So, I mean, it really shows, like, maybe, I'm sure he's got a huge ego, of course, but the thing is, he still has those type of manners, that type of respect for the fans and everything else. I always thought that was really cool.
It is. That's what you find about some. I'm not naming names, but there are a few artists that believe that their own crap doesn't stink.
Yeah.
And it's no, the guy that pays the $4.99 or the £15 or the $300 or whatever it is for a page of work, a headshot, something like that. I did it at Bristol. Somebody asked for an image, and I asked him, "Are you sure you're happy with it? Are you positive? You don't want me to change it?" I made sure that he had the option, if he didn't like it, to have something done again.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know that can be time consuming, but at least he walked away happy, and he said he was ecstatic with it. So I got to that point. I'm just hoping, and say with the campaign, which obviously I was supposed to talk about.
we got to it. We did. We're having fun though.
With the campaign, this was supposed to be the exclusive start of it. You buy a piece of artwork, it's exclusive because it's not going to be this price again.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be up here. And also, if you buy the artwork, you're getting the book, you're getting the digital copy, you're getting some exclusive prints with it. And it's that type of thing. I'm wanting to give you something that you won't get again here.
Yeah.
Because when it goes on general release, there's certain pages that won't be in this. It won't have this wraparound cover. And that'll be it. Like, off it goes. You won't get the exclusive prints because I'm not producing them again. The T-shirts will go onto a website and be sold at a different price, and you won't get an exclusive print with them or the book with them.
Mm.
So it's me trying to say, look, catch me while I'm trying to give you something, because not being nasty, but my mortgage doesn't pay itself.
Oh yeah.
This is the big thing.
I completely understand. I really do.
And I'd rather you walk away, turn around and go, I got that. When I got that. Bloody hell, I got a deal there. Yep. And then if Trish shoots me, it probably doubles in value. So that's one thing. So that's just the way I think. I think I spent too long not chasing it, but not giving up at it, because there's a few times where I could just throw stuff at one side and go, nah, I'm not interested. And then I'll see something like a comic book. I mean, I got Nat Jones's Eden's Wrath.
Oh, nice.
It's actually sat, in fact, sorry, excuse me.
Excellent.
And it's again, I love Nat's work from being on Spawn and stuff like that. And
that's exactly, I know.
And I've just, I mean, don't get me wrong, we've had to wait for these because there's been, bits and pieces of things that he's had to sort out, and it's worth the wait. Always worth the wait.
Can you show it to the camera again? Brittany's got you. Brittany's got a nice closer. Let's see. Right there, you go.
Try and get the lights up.
That's a nice gloss cover. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Oh wow. Excellent. Nice.
So, yeah, I'm well happy with that. Trisha's stolen the little parchment thing that I got in it, which was it's just terrible. Terrible.
Doc's in. Doc's in here. Doc is in.
Ahoy!
Hey, Doc, how are you?
I'm good, Ron. How you doing, brother?
Doing all right, man. Oh, Doc, Pops is here. Doc, all right.
I wasn't going to take your show over till 8 o'clock.
That's all right.
Oh, I didn't mean to intrude. Shit, I'm sorry.
I'm sure Paul wouldn't mind getting to bed a few minutes early. You know.
I mean,
It doesn't matter to me.
is that Paul fucking Roper?
Yes, it is.
It could be.
How you doing, Paul?
I go by many an alias. How we doing, Doc?
Doing well, thank you. Doing well,
Pops,
thanks.
we've already said our hellos. How's how's life?
It's life.
It's life. It's that good, isn't it? It's that good. It's life.
Yeah.
But is it as we know it? That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can do this just as a bit of fun for you. You get to see one of the other pages that's in the back of the book.
Whoa, hold on. I'm gonna make that big.
That's cool.
Nice.
I like that.
Very cool.
That's my main villain in it, Khan, sat atop a 1,000-skull throne. So I'll let you figure that one out. And yes, that's
Nice.
all pencils and ink. And in fact, the black and white pencils are one of the perks that you can get. So
Cool.
that page is in there.
So, like I said, I didn't want to cut you off in the middle of your presentation. All right. So, if there was anything else you were covering, go by all means, go ahead. Don't let me get in the way of that. You weren't done.
No, I'm all about done, to be totally honest.
It's my fault. I screwed everything up.
Yes, Doc, how dare you?
I'm so. I couldn't help it. I just walked in the damn door.
Oh dear.
I
Good job I was close.
I did specify at 8 p.m. Eastern, so right?
I can't tell time. You know better than that.
I did not even catch Keeley up in there. When did that happen? Jeez.
Keely's been here for a while.
Yep.
How dare you?
It's hard to try and watch all the different places we're broadcasting to and figure out where the comments are coming from, or you know what I mean? It's like that one got by me. What's up, Keely? Oh shit. Ah.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I realized I barged in the middle of your story. Pardon me while I go out here and step in front of a bus.
Oh, crazy.
Oh, man.
No, but I really appreciate you having me on as well, and it was nice to talk about some of the artwork and things.
Yeah, it was.
Man,
Yeah.
the Fun My Comic that will be. I'm gonna suggest that there will be another Fun My Comic with 21 Demons on it. Probably not this first. Well, it might be the first issue, but it'll be the next book in the line. Going to do a lot of advertising over the next 4 or 5 months at least, and I'm helping a couple other people out with their books as well. And believe it or not, my little boy actually came up with an idea for a comic book. He reeled off a full story of, just. I can't believe he came out with it. 8-year-old. He was talking about these planets that grew life and technology and stuff like that, and these creatures coming and taking over the planet, and then this technologically advanced section of it escaped and landed on Earth, and a boy found it, and I'm like,
wow,
where did that come from?
Jesus, that's crazy.
So I sat there, and he's just turned
That's
8.
really
I'm like,
good.
I can do this.
Yeah.
Come here.
There you go. That's how you know you're doing parenting right.
Of course it is, and he's listening to all the correct music as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
I forgot to put this one on there. You know the new Transformers film that's come out as well, the last one, Rise of the Beasts.
Yes.
Have you seen the bit where Bumblebee comes back to life and jumps out of the plane?
I've seen it in like a clip. Yeah.
Right. There's a specific piece of music that comes on, and he's now coming in and putting it on. And I don't mind this, but it's LL Cool J. Mama Said Knock You Out.
Oh, okay. All right.
Straight in. He's brilliant. And he puts that on, or a bit of rock music, but he's also done something else which his dad used to listen to as well. He's now playing Cypress Hill, would you believe?
Cypress Hill, yeah.
And they're going,
that's a good boy.
It was like that. He's Insane in the Membrane on. I was like,
yep.
There's a bit of swearing in this. He went, oh, I don't listen to the swear words, Dad. I went, it's a good job. Mum would kill me.
Dude, Cypress Hill's the shit.
So, yeah, he's going back through Red Hot Chili Peppers, Cypress Hill, Rush, Deep Purple, Jimi Hendrix. He's listening to it all. And he's
8 years old. Unbelievable.
And
crazy.
He's smart, but his ADHD drives him absolutely crazy at times because he just doesn't stop.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Keeps me going.
Look,
Let me
I've been
ask you
listening to
something,
Rush
Paul.
all my life. If I would tell him to listen to the Fly By Night album, if I've been listening to Rush all my life, and for somebody who's young to try and grasp what Neil's saying, there's only certain albums that I would recommend, but one of them would be Fly By Night. You know,
we will do.
You said your son was ADHD. Let me ask you something. Has the pediatrician ever suggested to you giving him small doses of coffee?
No. Do you know that the actual thing that was the pediatricians haven't said much about it? We've gone the diagnosis through school and that, but I've worked with kids with ADHD and autism, learning difficulties, not only with just doing the martial arts, but with artwork as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the energy drinks.
Mm-hmm. They slow them down.
Yeah, they settle them down.
There was a teacher here in the States, special education, that specialized ADD, ADHD, National Educator of the Year 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
With parental permission, he was giving the kids a little bit of coffee in the morning and a little bit after recess lunch, and their behavior improved, their grades improved, their concentration improves. It's a natural stimulant, which of course slows down ADD, ADHD. So just something to think about. And
magnesium.
I can't speak to the magnesium. I can speak to the study that was on the caffeine stuff. And of course, the reason coffee is because it's purer than sugar drinks and energy drinks and all that stuff. But just something to think about,
Well, to be fair, he's doing pretty well because we've got him into his BJJ with his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He seems to,
nice.
like he'll go a little bit crazy for a while, but then he'll perform a perfect head triangle, and you're like, but he's also coming and asking Dad to start teaching him with the stand-up martial arts. I can do the grappling on the floor, but I'm lazy. I'll just give you a limb and say, yeah, go and have that. And I'll
there you go. There you go.
I was a more stand-up and look down the pipe fighter, if you know what I mean. If you're coming at me, you're coming at me. It's not. Don't get me wrong. I have ultimate level of respect for everybody with the skills of grappling and stuff like that, especially if it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because there's so many different ways to get in and out of it. But I've lived around old boxers, new boxers, stand-up fighters, Kyokushin, Muay Thai, Wing Chun, all that type of stuff. And I've been kicked up and down, and I've given as good as I've got back, and scared quite a few people that have been high places as well. So there's not a great deal of room to put somebody in an armbar on a floor if you're out on the streets.
Yeah.
It's also twice as dangerous, in my opinion.
Yep.
It's got its place, but like you said, man, an old-fashioned brawl is a brawl.
Yeah.
I got to pop out for just a little bit, Pops. I'll be back. Romo and Paul, forgive me again for intruding. I got to take care of some stuff, but I will be back.
No problem. All right. Nice seeing you again, Doc.
All right. Cheers.
Right.
All right.
Well, I'm going to collect myself. And again, thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yeah,
really
thanks for coming, man. Thanks. Oh, Brittany wants to know, if you watch The Office, which one do you prefer, the UK or the American?
I've watched some of The Office. I'm a fan of both Carell and Ricky Gervais. but I haven't watched all of it, so I can't make a definite thing. But I will say this. The British version of Shameless is far better than the American version of Shameless.
I didn't know there was a British version. Holy shit.
Where do you think the American version came from?
Wow. I didn't know there was wow, that's crazy. Okay.
And specifically, all I'm going to say is, and leave this with my wife, her favorite film is Shaun of the Dead.
Okay, yeah, Brittany knows it. Yeah. Nice. Excellent.
Simon Peggy's her favorite ginger, and that's the way she puts it.
Nice.
So, yeah, now nice meeting you, and we'll
too,
catch
buddy.
up again. Pops, sorry for not being in touch in a while, but life has taken hold, and it's one of those things.
Just keep doing your thing. Let me know when you need something to get eyes on it, and we do what we do.
Well, by hopefully the first it's funded, and then I'll be working on the next one for next year. So I'll be keeping everybody in the loop and messaging around and building the network back up again.
Always good to see you, man.
All right. Nice seeing you guys.
Good luck with everything, buddy.
Thank you very much. All you take care. Thank you. Bye.
So, yeah. Lorenzo says he likes The Office UK. He's only seen a little bit of the American one. I never got into it.
Fucking love The Office. Love the American one. I love The Office. That's one of me and Brittany's we'll just watch it straight through, turn around, just watch it straight through again. We don't like anything new. There's nothing good that's new. So
I'm not saying there's anything good new. I'm saying I just couldn't get into that when it was new.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I wasn't a Friends. I wasn't a fan of Friends. I wasn't a fan of Seinfeld. There's so many of these shows that people loved, and I was like,
yeah, Seinfeld's the best. We love Seinfeld. I like a lot more than Brittany does. Like I like all Cheers, Night Court, Everybody Loves Raymond. I love the sitcoms.
I like Night Court. Cheers was okay. I liked Night Court. Okay. I like that 70s show.
I never liked that.
Never liked that because somebody wrote that about somebody was living in my neighborhood and wrote that shit about our house.
Yeah.
I had a basement room where all my friends came and hung out, and there was a side door that they could go in and out where they didn't have to come through the house, right?
Yep.
It was exact same setup, and it was like
awesome.
I had a stepdad that was a Red Foreman type of foot in your ass kind of guy.
Yeah. And
all these stoner friends that just constantly was up on his nerves. It's the same show. Okay, I lived that shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Sitting around the table getting high, the whole thing. Okay, everything about that show was like somebody could have been sitting in my basement and wrote that shit.
Yeah.
Because it almost all takes part. In the basement.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I never got into that show.
Just not a lot of sitcoms that got my attention. I guess it takes more than a half hour to impress me.
Yeah, no, I loved.
You know what I mean?
Cosby, I loved all of them.
I liked Mork and Mindy.
That was hell yeah.
Okay, but see, we got to go way back to get where people could actually do it. Like, I mean, come on, Robin Williams' ad libs on that show were ridiculous.
Yep.
They did. That script wasn't written.
For
him.
You couldn't.
It was outlined for him,
and
he did it himself.
It'd be impossible. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, they outlined it, and he went, "Okay, I'm going to say this and this and this and this and this." And they just come off the top of his head. I remember seeing him on the Tonight Show, and he went on a roll, and Carson's just looking off to the side at the producer going,
yeah,
because I mean, he was like, can we even let him say some of the stuff he was saying? Because it was Robin Williams. He didn't care, it's like once he got on a roll, it was crazy. And that 70s show, well, that's what I mean. We were a bunch of teenage stoners, and that show was just like who we were when we were teenagers. Everybody had the car they were building for when they got their license. That was the great part. It's like a bunch of 14, 15-year-old dudes, and we all already had cars, in the garage or whatever, just waiting to
be driven. Yeah.
It was like crazy. But I guess we're here to talk about something else now. I don't want to keep you guys out here all night, so
Well, let me, because I gotta go check on Clark. Let me have Brittany hop in.
Okay.
And she's gonna continue. Okay.
Okay.
Come on in, babe.
I really badly want to go get that grandpa tax on that candy upstairs, but
There you go.
I'm having to hold back my urges. You know, there's a grandpa tax on Halloween candy.
There you go.
You know that, right? There's a grandpa tax on Halloween candy.
Oh, hang on, sorry. Grandpa tax?
Grandpa tax on Halloween candy, yeah.
We are hitting up. Me and Clark are going to drive all around to. We got to go out of town just a little bit twice tomorrow, but we're going to all the different towns as trunk or treat things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of them take place at the same time, but I think I've got a plan for us to schedule it.
Hurry up. We got 15 minutes at this one. Run. We got another one to get to.
We will. Well, he's static, so we're going to be fast.
Yeah, they had the powder party at the school just now.
Okay.
They got trunk or treat tomorrow, and and then of course the neighborhood kids all like parade around this hood.
Oh yeah.
All around the lake area and everything, where all these rich people with lake houses live and shit. And kids, kids all go clean up around.
We go over to the Richie Rich's neighborhoods on Halloween because that's where Ron's dad lives. So they have there's a couple houses that do full bars. So
yeah, I remember back in the day when everybody got full bars. Jeez, man, it was fun. Look, yes,
I can't eat a lot of the candy anymore like I used to, but it's still fun to help them get the most out of it. It's a good time.
This the number one benefit of not having teeth. I can eat all the candy I want, not have to worry about ruining my teeth.
Oh, I have to worry about ruining my diabetes.
Well, see, I don't have that, but Jolly Ranchers, when I was a kid, I was addicted to them, and I would bite them. And by the time I was 14, I had a mouthful of broken teeth.
Oh,
and I lived all my life with tooth pain, all my life with tooth pain. And then when the opportunity presented itself to have them all yanked out for really cheap, take them.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't like dentures, though. They feel stupid in my mouth. I don't like them, so I just adapted to not having teeth. It don't matter.
Out of all the pains that I've had to suffer, tooth pain is fucking up there, man.
Ooh,
like it is all encompassing. Not okay.
It's brain pain.
It is.
It's brain. You hurt so bad you can't think. And I've had a lot of other kind of pain that just hurts. Okay, that shit, that was bad.
It is.
One thing I say, I never regret having pulled them all out. I haven't had since. Haven't had a toothache since. It's been my mom come to visit once. She's like, "Do you still eat corn on the cob without your teeth?" And I was like, "Yeah, it ain't pretty."
There's still bone under there. Cartilage or bone is still tough enough.
Steak, I still eat everything I ate before. Peanuts, okay, that's the one thing I hate. I can't eat no kind of nuts anymore. But everything else, I smash nuts up. Smash peanuts into a paste, and then I eat it.
That's good.
Good. Now y'all know way too much about me. Let's get on with this. We have this amazing campaign that we're working on for our Roku network. And look, people, this is just the way it is. We got stuff to do. We got work to do. We got 51 backers. We still got a long way to go, but there is so much cool stuff on this campaign for people. Doesn't matter whether you run a show, Doesn't matter if you're a sponsor or a creator and looking for a little spot to drop an ad during your campaign or whenever you need the ad played. If you're a convention runner or store, got a comic store, don't matter. All that stuff is available, right? But there's a lot of stuff for fans, and most of the people we hope watch these shows are fans. So when it gets down to it, there's a whole lot of art. There's a whole lot of PDFs. There's, a lot of cool stuff that's available on this campaign to help us build this network, wherein we already have 35 shows and like 11 or 12 showrunners have signed up to bring their shows to the network. So we're going to go to Roku with a view-on-demand platform with 50 existing shows. That's a lot of content. We're not going in there with a once-a-week show. Okay, we're going there and we're dropping 50 shows, 50 different playlists. Most of them are playlists. Some of them are just new shows going forward. But a lot of them have already previous content that they'll be putting up there. We have a lot of stuff, okay? Probably 3,000 videos will be launched there on the first day on a view-on-demand platform, and all of them can be watched at any time. You can go through somebody's playlist, go, oh, yeah, that's the one I'm looking for, the one where Rich shaved his head on Monday Madness, or whatever you're looking for, the playlist will be there. You'll be able to find it in that playlist. A lot of different shows. Romo shows, Doc's Coffee Shop, the Tuesday Morning Brew with Laurie Calcaterra, the Horror Movie Club with Brian Christgau. Look, we got a lot of shows. We got Matt Burke's Metal Movies and Brewskis, and his Open the Gates. Chuck Dixon, Ask Chuck Dixon and What You Reading. Both of his shows replay on the network. We'll be going to Roku. Mike Barron's show, The Baron Earls Show, shows on the network, on simulcast. We'll be going to the Roku. All this stuff is going to Roku, man. I'm not saying these people won't be putting it on their YouTube too, but they're going to Roku for a reason. And part of that is, say what?
Other creators are able to join us, right? So if somebody wanted to join the madness and get their shit up on the Roku channel, it's not just limited to us in the madness now, right?
No, it's this. Just like when I did the beta test in the beginning, and just like when I talked to you guys and said, bring your show before we did this campaign, right? I talked to you guys 3-4 months ago, bring your show to the network. That offer was to everybody to bring their shows to this network. It wasn't an exclusive group. It's still not an exclusive group. The more shows, the more ads, the bigger splash we make over there, the more chance that some of us who are not monetized can be monetized. Okay. I mean, immediately there's no threshold for monetization. You don't have to have this many subscribers or that many watch hours before you get your cut of what you deserve for your content, which is actually more than YouTube pays. Because they only divvy up like three CFM out of 22 CFM out of 22 CFM, and Max says we're going to be much more like 13 or 14 CFM out of our 20 CFM, right? Okay, so we're not trying to take what you guys do. We're not trying to take your shows, your content, and make it exclusive to us like Twitch. If you're an affiliate, you can only do it here. No, we want you to get as many eyes on what you do as possible. That's the whole purpose of the network, the Facebook group. Everything I've done is to get more eyes on people, not squeeze it up where nobody can see you. Okay. The whole purpose of going to Roku is because it's a completely untapped audience. There ain't none of this over there.
Speaking of cuts too, so like anybody who donates and pledges and is here as an OG, what's the word I'm looking for? pledge.
The ground floor
Yeah,
people.
yeah. Like you'll get shout outs on credits for these shows, and we'll give you the credit where the credit is due. And if you do donate, I think donation was the word I was thinking of anyway. Donating to the campaign is there's like so many things that you can get for your donation. Like buy an awesome piece of original, unique art that nobody else on the indie scene is gonna have.
Dude,
I love the cards.
Like right
Those
there,
are
you got sketch cards. Obviously, Ron's doing some. Doc, Rich, Dal from the Still Token Comics, and Christian Zaffel, all doing sketch cards. And anybody who gets a sketch card gets a free PDF of their choice. And we got 37 to choose from,
which is really, really cool. And no other campaign is offering that much for the pledge. Like, I really don't think so. And the other thing too is I keep forgetting the points I made because I'm just amazed at how much there is to choose from. And it's like you're not just going, okay, yeah, I'll support these guys, and you throw some money at the madness. You literally are getting something unique and awesome that nobody else on the indie scene is getting.
Look at this, like what Jeff offered the other day. Die a horrible death.
So cool.
He will draw you being killed however you wish to be killed for $50. Now it's a digital and he sends it to you so you can scan it or whatever, obviously. But look, guys, he's doing 6 of these, and he's doing this for the campaign to help us raise money to get the Roku up. Okay, all these guys donated this stuff to help us raise money to get the Roku up and running. Jeff ain't taking none of this money. It's all going toward the campaign. Joe Bachman does wood burnings all the time. Now look, guys, even if you don't want some Christmas ornaments like this, maybe you want a Christmas ornament personalized for yourself, hit him up and get something from him, because Joe's pretty cool, man. He has the indiecd.org indie creator directory. Good dude, cares about what we're doing, always promoting. Excuse me. Tony Bourne has been a guest on the Madness Draw Stream for the last couple months. He's the dude that draws with a pen. No pencils, no erasers, a pen.
So badass.
Oh, it is so badass watching him draw. He'd been hanging out with Rich and Doc and everybody on the draw stream on Sunday, and it's like, this is a very limited edition full color print of the Destroyer, and he donated it. Told me to put a price of $40 on it, so that's what I did. Our boy Doc, Mr. Fine Art himself, our resident fine artist in the Madness, right there. He's throwing up one of his actual paintings, guys. And Doc's paintings, I already know because I seen, they go for thousands in galleries. You know,
he's very, very talented.
He's throwing this stuff up there, and this was done like he saw it and painted it.
It's
Just
amazing.
like that's what he saw and painted.
He's got a great eye.
In that time, you know, like you see it, that's the time you see it. And then even though time's lapsing, as he still painted what he envisioned from the first viewing, right? We have Jim O'Reilly, guys. Now, Jim O'Reilly dropped in here twice as well. Last year, Jim O'Reilly did this beautiful Crom Steranko homage. It's an homage to the Hulk, where Hulk's holding up the broken title of him, right? Only that's Crom, guys. That's Jim's muscly Crom. Now, he did the pencils and then scanned it and inked over it. This is the inks that I'm offering. I'm keeping the pencils. I'm sorry. Can't part with it. Jeff also has a violator. Jeff Bracey has a violator from Spawn. You know, how many licks does it take? This is also an acrylic painting. And there's Jeff again. And then there's Jim O'Reilly again with the proof sketch, artist proof sketch card. Lucasfilms approved. sketch card. And it is very rare, like, because it's the only one he has. And he donated it. Somebody get it. Somebody get some of this stuff, man. It's so cool, you know.
It is so cool.
If you have a show and you want to bring it to the network and you just want to start at the first of the year going forward on Roku with no previous content uploaded, $25, guys, you're in. $25, you can be part of the network. Now, if you want extra content uploaded, the more content you want uploaded, the more it costs, because that's Max actually having to work, and I ain't letting him work for free. So that's that one part of that. This pie chart up here, that 10% right there that says developmental fee. That's actually Max's work to upload everybody's content, okay, and set up the campaign or set up the actual channel. That's what Max is doing, but I'm not letting him again do it for free. So he's getting 10%, right, of whatever we get. All right, 10% go to Max for the work. Now, 6 different tiers for sponsorship: 1 month video, 3 month video, 6 month video, 1 year video. You guys know sometimes you see our logo, our promo cards, and everybody's logos are all over them. We got a tier where if you want to do that, just stick your logo, and you don't want to do videos, we can put you up, put you on our banners on the channel going across the bottom there, like we do, right? Hold up.
The banner down there.
That banner up there. See, this broadcast is brought to you by. See that? We make banners for our sponsors. People know who they are because we appreciate the people that make this happen. Same thing with you. If you add your logo, like the ones up on top, those are our current sponsors. Those logos are all over all of our promo cards. If that's all you want, just, a little recognition during the show, we got that for you. Whatever you want, okay, we will do for you. If you're a sponsor and you don't see the tier that you would want, or a showrunner, and there's a tier that you would back it if it looked more like this, tell us. If it's something we agree with, we'll make the tier for you so you can back it, okay? You seen something back here, something that you want, tell me. We'll make the tier for it, and you can get it. Not giving anything away, okay? But at the same time, if you help us build this thing, I'm going to give you something. You're going to get something in return. If you're just looking for good entertainment, there you go. Upon funding, Rich Perotta is going to wax his chest live on the Midway Madness. That's got to be something worth something just to watch, guys. $10 or something. Throw $10 at us just to see Rich wax his chest. Now, if you don't understand how funny this actually could be, go back a couple weeks. Look at Doc's Coffee Shop 2-3 weeks back when Rich waxed his back live, and you will see exactly how funny this is going to be.
He's a noisy patient. He makes a lot of noise. Makes a fuss over it.
It was hilarious. It was good stuff. Look, Rich is a good sport. He's a great sport. Shaved his head back when the first Incantessi got funded. We came out, we did like a 4-hour stream until we got enough funding for him to be funded, and then he shaved his head. It was great.
What a guy. What a trooper.
Myself, we got some stretch goals too. This going away is one of them. All right. So, another one of the stretch goals happens to be the very first Crom Ash Can by Doc Blalock. Art and story. And I'm not going to let him do it again, but a couple weeks ago, he actually blew the ending on that. Blurted the ending out, which we had never told anybody in over a year, right? And he just blurted it out on a stream a couple weeks ago. It's like, Doc, what are you doing?
Was it on the Drought stream? Did I miss it? Did I hear it?
I don't remember what show, and I'm not going to tell you because
okay.
I'd rather people. It's a great ending, and it really was supposed to be a surprise for when people got it in their hand. Because it's a great story. Doc's a good story writer, right? And obviously you've seen his art. He was showing me some stuff today, some sketch cards, He showed me a Grand Moff Tarkin, a Peter Cushing. Just awesome. And then he showed me another one, and I was like, that looks like a cross between Tarkin and Christopher Lee.
Where did that go? You said he was coming back.
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm not, like you said, I'm not going to keep you guys out here like all long.
Just curious.
You know. Look, we got friends that have campaigns. You guys know we got Carissa, we got Ginge and Pedro, Tanner Hurley, RJ, Dave Brink, our boy Club Corrupt, our boy Bill Moss. Look, Bill Moss donated a tier of art that brought $500 to this campaign. Don't disappoint the person who bought it, and don't make his donation a act of futility. Back this project, guys.
Hell yeah.
You know. Also, a little something for those people that don't know. That particular book right there, Club Chaos. Oh yes, we have a crime appearance in Club Chaos. Just for those who don't know. Mm-hmm. Quit looking at her butt. Quit looking at her butt and look at the sword. Yes, Crom is in the reflection.
I found the sword before I saw her butt, but that's a good booty. I love her boots.
Yes, it's perfect. It is Nira X by our boy Bill Moss, right?
Very cool. Good job, Bill.
All right, so I'm going to run through some of this real quick because I have it up here like this. Raquel, Quint's Curse. This was the 50 backer reward. Everybody is going to get a PDF of Raquel #1, and Raquel #2 is funding right now on Kickstarter. So like next week we get funded, you read #1, you like it, and then you go back #2. All right, that's how it is. We got Jeff's Violator, $150, man, acrylic painting. We got signed by Mike Barron and Hart Fisher and donated by R.J. Carter, The Devil You Know Better, short stories involving the devil. Number 13 of 25, limited edition. Yes. We got Bill Moss art, more Bill Moss art. This is white ink on black, a dragon. Bill don't draw too many dragons, yo. Bill draws a lot of Nira X, a lot of Zen, a lot of good stuff like that, but not too many dragons. This is kind of rare.
Pretty cool.
Corey Barton, Kozor, Head Sketch. These all sold out on the Kozor campaign. This is the only one I know of that's available. Go get it. Some Jim O'Reilly Crom, some Jim O'Reilly Star Wars. Sketch cards by all our boys. Look, guys, come on. There's a lot of good stuff here, man. If you're a friend of Drunk 3PO and you're a fan of what he does over there, Achromatic Chronicles Blue, he donated 2 copies to our campaign because he believes in what we're doing. Don't make these guys donations just like sit here in vain. Pick this stuff up, guys. Make these guys feel like what they're doing is helping too, because they're trying to help. They're trying to help us build something. Give them some love for doing so. Christmas ornaments. What can I tell you? Maybe you can get him to personalize the back of them with your character or something. That's up between you and Joe, right? Cindy makes the little dragons, makes the big dragons, makes the crumbs. Come on, guys. There's not many of these. She even made me a glow in the dark one, dude.
Aw, that's great.
Got some of that glow in the dark yarns. Made me a little glow in the dark crumb. Yeah. Our boy Doc, look, if you want some real art on your wall, there you go. There you go. You get some of that real art, the gallery kind, not the comic kind, them Southern boys. They like that real art, A lot of good stuff here, guys. A lot of great creators that are part of this. There's our boy Hojo with the Mythicals. There's our boy Hex with Nephilim Squadron. RJ, I can't say enough about RJ Critical Blast. I've been a fan of what he's doing since first time I met him. Told him a long time ago, you're going to get out that room. We're going to get you so much business. You're going to need a warehouse. Now he's got 2. Wow. All right. So
Fabulous.
you support your friends, you push them, you back them, you tell people what they do, and then other people get interested in it and they want to check it out too. And before you know it, they grow. They grow and they grow. It's word of mouth, still the best salesman on earth. Talk about what each other's doing, support each other. It ain't a competition, it's co-opetition.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a competition. Who can sell more? Who's, I mean, if you're friends, you get a couple of creators that are friends and you have a little friendly competition, that's cool, but that's still co-opetition because you're both talking about each other to your prospective fan bases. All right. And that's the whole thing. When you tell your fan base about that dude's stuff, and he's telling his fan base about your stuff, you get some of that crossover customer action. Okay, so talk about each other, promote each other, help us, because that's what we do. Help us build this thing, because that's what we do. All right, and with that, I think I'm going to play the videos on the campaign on the way out. Okay. And I guess you could probably go ahead and check out if you'd like, Brittany.
All right, buddy. Thanks. That was fun.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Doc. Thanks for popping in. You guys know what's up. Everybody in the chat, thanks for being part of this, man. I'm going to play these videos and then I'm going to pop. Hey, yo. Pops Van Zant here. You know me from the Madness Comic Network on YouTube. Go check out our playlist over there and see everything that we are bringing to Roku, and then go check out the Roku campaign on Kickstarter and grab you some original art, bring your show to the network, or drop an ad. We got stuff for everybody. Go check it out. Peace.
Oh man, I wish I could find a way to better advertise Apothic Press.
Just back it already.
Whoa, Crom, what are you doing here? What's this? The Madness Roku Network. Sponsorship. 1 month of playing your 30-second ad on the network 3 times a day? Oh my gosh, for $20? And you can't beat that.
Just back it already.
All right, Crom, I'm doing it. Awesome. Hi, I'm Tanner Hurley, founder of Apothic Press. I back the Madness Roku Network, and so should you.
Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van
Zant, lifelong comic fan and recently promoter of independent comics. Look, you guys know what I do. I try to promote things. I try to get stuff seen, but this is for the fans. We're building something for you. Are building something new on Roku for independent comic creators, for fans, for sponsors. Available on this campaign are dozens of PDFs of independent comic creators and their digital comics. 37 as of now available, and all of them break down into their specific publisher. You can get We also have available original art in the form of 5 different artists doing sketch cards. We have Rich Perotta, Ron Moscicki, Dal, man, this is some good stuff. Christian Zaffo and our own Doc Blalock are each doing 4 sketch cards for $25 each. We also have a few actual physical rewards that you can get. A couple of them being J. David. You guys know him as Drunk 3PO. His book, Achromatic Chronicles Blue. He donated 2 copies, count them 2, signed for the campaign that you can get $35. Also, we have our boy RJ from Critical Blast. You love him, guys. He also donated a book, The Devil You Know Better, signed by Hart Fisher and Mike Barron, number 13 of 25. Check. We also have 2 different t-shirts. We got one with the logo on the back and the sheriff's badge on the front. We got one with the logo on the front, just whatever you like. We're here for you. And you guys remember from the Cromniverse campaign, the little crochet crumbs that Cindy Koepp did. She's offering to do 5 more. Check it out. Help us out. Help us out. Get this Roku campaign up and running. Get this Roku network up and running. And we will help you out by giving you some cool stuff. Stuff, man. Everybody loves stuff.
Just back it already.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit cb4k.org.